This episode is sponsored by W Energy. That's right, baby. Have you ever wanted to feel like Jin Woo in solo leveling? Well, now you can. With W Energy's brand new Jin Woo flavor, you can feel like you yourself have become the solo leveler and are ready to take down any dungeon in the world. That's right, baby. With my custom coupon code STABBIT, you can get 10% off on your next order. Don't forget, use my code now and arise to the solo leveling powers you've always dreamt of having. Link in the description below.
What's up, speed freaks? It's a brand new day, which can only mean one thing. A new video, a fresh dose of chaos, and way too many loops. Today, we're talking about the creature, the hedgehog, the myth, the menace, the reason your little cousin won't stop spinning in circles at the family gathering. That's right, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I've been a Sonic fan since before I knew what taxes were. Those high-speed platformers, peak childhood. Nothing hit harder than zipping through loops at 400 miles an hour while Tails launched himself into a pit for the 87th time. And look, I know he's still around. Movies, merch, weirdly detailed feed-on fan art. But if I'm being honest, I keep going back to the older games. The new ones just don't really hit the same for me. Maybe it's the physics, maybe it's the writing, maybe it's the entire game design. Who knows? But today, oh boy, today we're diving into this one. The game that made me believe in the power of teamwork, bright colors, and yelling at my TV screen, Sonic, no! Sonic Heroes. It's got speed, it's got style, it's got 4 versions of the same story told at wildly different energy levels, and yes, it still slaps. Let's fire it up, relive the chaos, and make ourselves feel old together. Go grab your controller, some chili dogs, and let's do this! Sonic Heroes originally released in Japan on December 30th, 2003 for all major consoles of the time. GameCube, PS2, and an Xbox. And because PC gamers always get their ports fashionably late, a Windows version came out in December of 2004. That's the version we're going to be playing today. Modded just a bit to clean things up, make it smoother to watch, and save you from early 2000s texture-induced eye strain. You're welcome! So what is Sonic Heroes? At its core, it's a 3D platform. Very much in the same vein as Sonic Adventure. But with one major twist. It's a team-based game. Instead of picking one character, you play as a full team of 3, switching between them on the fly to tackle different obstacles. It's like a platformer in a chaotic game of hot potato had a baby. Each character fits into a specific role. You have your speed characters, your flight characters, or your power characters. And you'll be juggling between them constantly as you dash, glide, and punch your way through massive stages. It sounds like a mess, and sometimes it is, but it's also kind of brilliant. We'll get to the gameplay madness in a little bit. First, let's talk about the story. Now, this is a Sonic game, so don't go expecting an emotional roller coaster. Nobody's giving a monologue about the meaning of life. The story is here purely to justify why your favorite animal people are launching themselves off loops and fighting robots for the next 10 hours. You've got 4 teams, each with their own slightly unhinged reason to jump into the fray. Team Sonic is the core trio, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And they're here because Eggman sent them a message saying that he's going to take over the world in 3 days using his ultimate weapon. So naturally, Sonic laughs and says, "Bring it on!" And the team launches into action. Because if there's anything more dangerous than Eggman, it's giving Sonic a deadline. Then there's Team Dark, which is where the real drama lives. Rouge stumbles into one of Eggman's secret bases, finds the real Shadow, or maybe it's a clone. You don't really know. And then accidentally she wakes up Omega in the process, who proceeds to obliterate the plays like it insulted his GPU. Luckily, the real Shadow, or presumably the real Shadow, wakes up just in time to save her. And the 3 of them team up to get revenge. Or closure. Or maybe just because they didn't have anything better to do. Shadow's memory is still fuzzy. Rouge wants treasure, and Omega just wants to kill Eggman personally. Honestly, it's kind of iconic. Team Rose is where things get softer. Amy, Cream, and Big the Cat, the absolute legend, join forces on a quest to find their missing loved ones. Amy is convinced Sonic's ghosting her again, Cream's chow is missing, and Big just wants Froggy back. Again. This is like the fifth time. Is Froggy okay? Should someone call somebody? You know what? Never mind. Their journey is all about friendship, love, and chasing people who very clearly don't want to be found. And finally, we've got Team Chaotix. These guys are wild. You've got Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Ninja Chameleon, and Charmy Bee, who I'm pretty sure is just a bumblebee-shaped energy drink. They're private investigators now, working for a mysterious client who only communicates via walkie-talkie. No name, no face, just get this done and I'll pay you. It's giving we owe someone money and now we're doing odd jobs to pay off the debt, which is honestly kind of relatable. But, like I said earlier, the story's mostly fluff. The real heart of Sonic Heroes is the gameplay, and this game throws a lot at you. Every team plays through essentially the same levels, but with slight variations. Team Sonic is a standard experience. Fast, flashy, and filled with enough loops to give your camera motion sickness. Team Dark plays harder versions of the same stages, with more enemies and more edge, because nothing says difficulty spike like more enemies, and tougher ones at that too. Team Rose plays a simplified version of each level. Shorter paths, fewer enemies, and more forgiving jumps. It's a chill ride, which honestly feels nice after getting your face kicked in by Team Dark. And then Team Chaotix has missions, like actual objectives. Collect 10 hermit crabs, find hidden keys, destroy every robot. It turns the game into a weird Saturday morning fetch quest that can either be fun or deeply annoying, depending on your patience level. Still, it's a cool structure. You're technically playing the same game 4 times. But the tweaks to each team keeps it feeling fresh. Or at least fresher than you'd expect. Even when the levels start blending together in your memory, there's something satisfying about the variety. And that's before you even get into the actual mechanics. So let's break it down. Every team has 3 characters, and each one has a specific function. Speed characters, like Sonic or Shadow, are all about, well, speed. They run fast, they do homing attacks, wall jumps, and have this weird tornado move that stuns enemies and flings them into the air like a Sonic-themed blender. Then you've got flight characters, who carry the team mid-air in a flying totem pole. It's equal parts useful and ridiculous. They can also use a move called the Thunder Shoot at enemies, where they throw their allies at them and do damage or stun them. They also have a special solo attack when they're on their own. It's whatever, but just don't fly too long. You have a time limit, and it's brutal sometimes. Finally, there's the power characters, the true MVPs. These guys don't mess around. They punch enemies, they throw their teammates like weapons, and they can literally body slam through obstacles. Knuckles and Omega use the team like boxing gloves, while Big and Vector just straight up launch their friends at enemies like living projectiles. They also got this cool triangle dive move that lets them glide over big fans. And while it looks kind of silly, it's super useful for traversal. All this makes for a pretty hectic gameplay loop, but once you get the hang of it, it's a blast. You're constantly switching characters, reacting to stage hazards, and juggling different combat approaches depending on what the game throws at you. It's not always smooth, trust me, the camera will betray you at least once per level, but there's something undeniably fun about the chaos. And that's really what Sonic Heroes is about. It's fast, messy, colorful, and sometimes frustrating. But in a weird way, it all works. It captures the energy of early 2000s gaming perfectly. Ambitious, experimental, and just a little bit unhinged. And despite its flaws, it holds a special place in my heart. Probably because my brain is still wired to hum that ridiculous, catchy theme anytime someone says the word team. The game still plays like you'd expect from a classic Sonic title. You've got ring collecting, box breaking, capsule smashing, and enemy bashing. The usual chaos. But the team mechanics give it all a fresh twist that keeps things new and exciting. Each team member has their own level up system. You can power them up by collecting certain capsules, defeating enemies, or passing checkpoints. Each character can level up to 3 times, and every level boost makes them noticeably stronger, which, by the way, is ridiculously satisfying. Flight characters, for example, get a major upgrade to their Thunder Shoot. At max level, it can one-shot enemies and even include a handy ring magnet effect. Speed characters gain more range and utility with their Tornado move, which eventually merges with the homing attack, meaning you can now flip enemies while still dealing damage, or even use it to homing attack onto poles and fling yourself across the stage. Power characters? They're the real MVPs once again, but this time for the leveling system. Even at level 1, they start bursting out combos, but once maxed out, it's like a fireworks display. Explosions, missiles, flame punches, just raw destruction. On top of that, there's also a Team Blast meter. This fills up as you collect rings, defeat enemies, and generally cause mayhem. Once it's full, you can unleash a team-specific super move that wipes out every enemy on screen. Each team gets a different bonus effect during the cooldown. Team Sonic, for example, gets a powered-up Thunder Shoot. Team Dark freezes time. Team Rose gets temporarily invincibility, and Team Chaotix gets free money. Like actual in-game currency for doing crimes. Capitalism, baby. But wait, there's more! This game throws the kitchen sink at you in terms of gameplay variety. You've got vine swinging, you've got grind rails, there's cart segments, cannons, elevators, fans. It's like every level designer got their own energy drink and just said, screw it, let's add everything. And somehow, it kind of rules. The environments too are a massive highlight. You'll blaze through sunny beaches, neon-lit highways, futuristic cities, jungles, spooky castles, and of course, the obligatory Eggman-themed floating death base in the sky. It's all incredibly vibrant and colorful. And honestly, it still looks great by today's standard. The visuals hold up shockingly well, and the art style gives it a timeless kind of appeal. That said though, yeah, this game's got some issues. The controls are slippery. Like, try walking on ice while wearing socks and being chased by bees slippery. Yeah, didn't think of that one, did ya? Sometimes you go so fast you clip right through a ramp or get launched off into space. Homing attacks don't always register the way they're supposed to, and your characters occasionally forget how to interact with gravity. And don't even get me started on the camera. You will fight it, you will lose, but somehow, despite all of that, the game is still fun. It's janky, but it's my janky. And we're not done yet, because there's more gameplay to unpack. Each world is made up of 3 stages, 2 standard acts followed up by a boss fight. And while the levels themselves are great, the bosses are kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes you'll be chasing Eggman down a giant loop while he fires missiles at you from a flying machine. Other times you'll face off against waves of enemies in the Robot Carnival or Robot Storm. Eggman just drops you into a pit and says, good luck. It's fun, chaotic, and doesn't overstay its welcome. But then, there are the team battles. At various points in the story, you'll fight one of the other teams. These fights suck. Like, genuinely suck. The AI reacts to your team formations in real time and try to counter you, which sounds cool on paper, but mostly just leads to a janky, frustrating mess while you're flinging yourself around hoping to land a lucky hit before the game decides to throw you off the stage. Luckily, these fights are usually short, and if you know the cheese strats like I do, you can end them in seconds. Still, easily one of the weakest parts of the game. And finally, let's talk about the bonus stages. Each level contains at least one key hidden in a cage. If you make it to the end of the stage without getting hit while holding the key, you're taken to a special bonus stage. Act 1 bonuses are usually speed challenges. Reach the goal as fast as you can to earn a bunch of 1-ups. Act 2 bonuses are where things get interesting. You're now in a race against a floating Chaos Emerald. You collect orbs to build up speed, and if you boost enough, you can catch it. These stages are crucial if you want to unlock the true ending, but they're also kind of a nightmare. They're fast, flashy, and fun, but also suffer from the same janky controls and weird physics as the main game. Still, they're enjoyable once you get the hang of them. And the music? absolute bangers. Throughout each team story, you'll face off against Eggman again and again, only to find out, surprise, surprise, it wasn't actually him. Each time you think you've got the doctor cornered, the mask comes off and bam, it's a fake. At first it's like, okay, classic misdirection. But eventually you start wondering if the real Eggman just decided to take the week off. But then the final twist hits. Once you beat all 4 storylines, you unlock the last story. And this is where things go full anime. Turns out, Eggman was never the mastermind to begin with. The one behind everything, from everything going on with Shadow to the detective mystery, was none other than Metal Sonic himself. That's right, my man went full puppet master. He's not just back, he's evolved. After absorbing data from all the teams, Metal Sonic upgrades into Neo Metal Sonic, which then transforms into Metal Madness. And finally, into his true form, the absolute unit known as Metal Overlord. He's huge, he's angry, he's got wings for some reason, and he's ready to end your entire childhood. But the teams rally together, giving Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles the chance to go full Super Saiyan, Sonic goes Super. Tails and Knuckles just kind of float there inside yellow jelly beans and pretend they're helping. I swear they had super forms in the other games. What happened? Justice for Super Tails, man, what the hell? Anyway, when What I'm Made Of starts playing, that's when you know it's go time. That Crush 40 track hits like a meteor and sets the tone perfectly for the final showdown. Honestly, it's one of the best final boss tracks in the franchise. It's raw, powerful, and fits the mood so well. And speaking of music, shout out to every single vocal theme in this game. The main theme slaps. The team themes, all bangers. There's not a bad one in the bunch. And I will die on that hill. After an epic final battle, Metal Overlord is defeated. The world is saved, and Sonic Heroes ends with a celebration of teamwork, victory, and at least 3 characters having absolutely no idea what just happened. Or does it end? Turns out there's more to do. Every stage has a secondary mission, from collecting a certain number of rings to finishing within a time limit. And these add a surprising amount of replay value. Get an A rank on every mission with every team, and you unlock the real prize. Super hard mode. No cutscenes, no boss fights, just a raw, full game gauntlet using Team Dark's layouts cranked to 11. It's brutal, it's relentless, and it is absolutely the kind of challenge that separates the heroes from the button mashers. And honestly, after all these years, I still love this game. It's clunky, it's chaotic, it's full of bugs, questionable physics, and the occasional camera betrayal. But Sonic Heroes was my childhood game. The one I could play for hours without getting bored. I know the level layouts like the back of my hand. I know every shortcut, every ring box, and every time Big the Cat says something that makes me laugh way too hard, which is everything he says, by the way. If you've never played it before, or it's been a while, I highly recommend revisiting it. Just maybe skip the PC version if you can. Funny enough, it's based on an earlier development build and comes with its own set of weird bugs and missing polish. If you want the smoothest experience, go with the GameCube version. It's the most stable, the most complete, and let's be honest, the GameCube is just awesome. So yeah, Sonic Heroes. It's not perfect, but it's bold, it's fun, and it captures everything I loved about early 2000s gaming. Creativity, attitude, jank, and an unforgettable soundtrack. It's a game that tried something different, and even with all its flaws, I think it's worth revisiting. I think that's worth celebrating. Thank you so much for watching this video. Whether you grew up with this game like I did, or just now discovering the wild ride that is Sonic and friends yelling over each other for 10 straight hours, I hope you had fun. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Drop a comment with your favorite team or most cursed memory of the game. And hey, if you want more deep dives into the weird, wonderful games from the past, consider subscribing.
I've got more retrospective, breakdowns, and nostalgic chaos on the way. Until next time, keep it speedy, keep it chaotic, and remember, you can't spell team without tornado spin into a bottomless pit. I'm very glad it didn't happen to me this time. Peace out, speed freaks!